Okay, now I should be live. And yeah, I just wanted to do this live stream just because I've been gone for a long while. I've made a video since September and it's now December, and I like left at like the worst time because there's a lot of movies that I saw, a lot of my most anticipated movies and stuff that I just didn't end up doing videos on. So I wanted to have a chance to talk about it now and just like talk about the movies I have seen since here, and then also the movies that are I missed that are already out, and the movies coming into December that I am very excited about seeing because there's a lot. Also, in this room, you may notice like I don't have like my cool background with all the posters and stuff just because I'm doing the live stream and where I'm like angling my computer and stuff. It just works better. So I just have a plain, boring wall behind me. But whatever. Uh, yes, thank you for subscribing. And yes, I did see the No Way Home tickets, and I got my tickets for 4 p.m. on Thursday, December 16th. I'm very excited about seeing it, and I'm glad I got like the earliest time you could go. Yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home is definitely one of the things I'm very excited for next week. I mean, next month. We got a lot of exciting things in December because we also have like the new Matrix, which I'm hoping is really good. What else do we have? We have the West Side Story, Steven Spielberg's West Side Story. Next week or this weekend, it already is like limited release, but Come On is getting a wider release. I'm very excited about that. I hope we can see it this weekend. But yeah, I want to get into some of the movies. You're going December 18th. Nice. That's yeah. Yeah. I hope you can avoid spoilers in those 2 days. That seems like it'd be easy, but I'm scared that spoilers are going to be like all over the internet right away. But yeah, that's awesome. I'm very excited for it. So yeah, I do want to talk about some of these movies that I saw that I missed, and one of them was actually like, yes, Come On. It's playing in my theaters this weekend. It starts playing, so hopefully I'm going to see it this weekend. If not, very soon. I'm very excited about seeing it. Uh, it's like the reviews and stuff have all been very positive and stuff, and it looks like it'll be really good. And then Licorice Pizza, I don't think that's gonna go wide until like around Christmas time or whatever. But that one I'm hearing lots of good things. It's Paul Thomas Anderson. The trailer was great, and like all the reviews and stuff have been great. So yeah, I'm very excited for Licorice Pizza. And come on. Um, yeah. So first movie I want to talk about here. What is the first movie I want to talk about here? Well, sadly, I missed doing like a proper review for Dune because Dune was like my most anticipated movie for the year, and it's just right when it came out. I just had some like personal stuff and things, so I couldn't really just do a video at that time, and then it sort of seemed too late. And I think that's sort of why I never made um, that's sort of why it's been such a long break because I made a video is I was going to make a video and then something happened, and then I sort of missed No Time to Die and Dune because uh, those were two of my most anticipated movies. I really want to do a review. I even like filmed my review for No Time to Die, but then like the thing happened, and then once like that was over, I just didn't really have the motivation to do it. Uh, Hey, I'm glad you're here. Yes, I haven't seen you in forever too. I mean, it's fine. You can't attend right now. Yeah, great to see you too. Yeah. So yes, I'll start talking about Dune, and if you're following me on Letterboxd, you can actually look at that in the description. You'll see that I loved it, and right now it is probably my favorite movie of the year so far. That's why I have it on my Letterboxd list. It lived up to the hype for me. Yeah, I just thought like the scale of the film is just like on a whole nother level. It really knocks it out on all the technical parts. Denis Villeneuve really brings a lot to his direction, and like there's just certain scenes you're just like, whoa. That's sort of like how it was while watching it. I want to watch it a second time, I almost went to see in theaters a second time, but uh, I just didn't end up getting to see it. But yeah, I definitely loved it. Yes, Nico, I'm glad your excitement for Dune is higher because it's an amazing movie, and I definitely would recommend seeing it. Yeah, and for like this stuff, I do actually have the book right here. I haven't finished reading the book, but because it's only the first half, I like was able to read everything to the book, and I think it really also adapted the book really well. Yes, Tyran, I agree that Dune was fantastic and awesome that you're following me on Letterboxd. Uh, if I'm not following you, I will follow you back. I don't know, but probably I'm following you. I follow most people following me back, and yes, I agree that the movie is amazing. Um, yeah. So what other movies did I see that came out in like this October, November frame when I was gone? So I saw Dune, obviously, that I was talking about. I saw Venom Let There Be Carnage, which is I wasn't the biggest fan of. I didn't really like Venom Let There Be Carnage. My goal was to actually see this year. My goal is like 50 new releases and not really see movies that I don't like. And so far, Venom Let There Be Carnage is actually the only movie I've seen this year that I didn't like. I didn't absolutely hate it. There was some stuff I liked, but overall, I wasn't a fan. I did do a letterbox review on that. You can sort of see more details on that. I don't really want to talk about that right now because there's some more exciting movies for me that I have seen in this time. So what do we have? No Time to Die. No Time to Die really grew to be one of my most anticipated movies when it came out, and I'm glad for me that it lived up to the hype because I did love it. Uh, like for my experience with James Bond, I saw Casino Royale like was my first Bond movie, and I saw it like either like end of last year, beginning of this year, like just and I'm like, oh, that's a really great movie and stuff, but I wasn't uh like lo- wait, I'm gonna get back to that in a second because there's this comment. Yeah, I can understand how someone can enjoy it, and there were parts I enjoying with it, but I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to like see how I should word this, but yeah, I don't think it was like terrible, and I can see how someone could like enjoy it and stuff, but for me, it didn't fully come together. It seemed very too messy, too all over the place, and just like weird pacing and stuff because it was like short, but then also they like it was actually quite short movie. It's like 90 minutes, but then they like tried putting some stuff in there, and then like I didn't really feel like it had that like complete purpose of like what is going on through here. But yeah, the mid credit scene though was really awesome. I'm glad I didn't get it spoiled for me. And like just seeing that, I like sort of was like, wait, are they doing this? Are they doing this? And then they did do that. And that definitely makes me more interested because even though I'm not the biggest fan of either of the Venom movies so far, well, I don't want to say something that will lead to spoilers, but I mean, I think this is safe. I am a big fan of Tom Hardy, and I do think that he can be really good as Eddie Brock and stuff, and I do like him as Venom Eddie Brock and stuff. So I do want to see Tom Hardy's Venom. That's all I'm going to say, so it doesn't like spoil it too hard. Yes. Let There Be Carnage would have been better as a show. That's actually an interesting thing. There actually is another Marvel movie that I saw that I definitely think would have been better as a show. But for Let There Be Carnage, I feel like they could have just made it just a longer movie, maybe. I don't even think it needed to be like a full show. Cause I don't know. But maybe it could work as a show. I'll have to think about that. I was talking about No Time to Die, but I'm gonna take a quick pause on that because that actually brought me to another movie I saw, which is Eternals, which is the movie I thought that would work better as a show. And Eternals, there's like a lot of like stuff going into it, because like there's a lot of hype going into it early on, and like especially like Chloe Zhao won Best Director and Nolan won Best Picture. It's like, oh, they're getting this director to do a Marvel movie. What's gonna happen here? Like all this stuff. Oh, they're bringing all these characters and stuff. And then the reviews came out, and they were actually not the best, which kind of surprised me. Like I expected it to be a bit more divisive with critics, but like not to the level it was. So I was pretty surprised. But I'm like, okay, let's see what they're doing here. And then once audiences start to see it, they seem to like it more. Do see that there are definitely audience members who don't like it. There are that do like it, and it seems to be a bit more split. But for me, I thought it was good and I enjoyed it. I don't think it's definitely for me. It's definitely not top tier Marvel, and it'd probably be a bit lower on my list. But I still had a good time with it, and I still thought there were a lot of positives. I think the main problem is just which it's so ambitious, and there's so many characters. Uh so like that's sort of like where it doesn't fully work for me because yeah, actually, the characters were sort of my main problem because the actual story and stuff, I thought there were some really interesting ideas and things they do with it. And I think that they have some good ideas with the characters, but they have like 10 like actual Eternals, and it just feels too much. And it ended all of their characters sort of being weaker because they all like feel that there's too many characters. So they all don't get like their complete arcs and don't get all the time to shine as they could. Like I really feel like only two characters really get the screen time to like have a complete sort of arc or anything, which is Icarus and Cersei. But it's kind of like disappointing that Cersei got it because I found her one of the most bland characters. She's just sort of there. Icarus, actually probably thought was the best character in it because he gets the screen time and gets like enough to do, and Richard Madden did really good as him. And then there's some other characters that I liked, but there's just like certain stuff holding them back for me. So that's sort of like my main problem with Eternals. You still need to see No Time to Die because saw Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, and start watching Skyfall and watching Spectre after. Yes, so I definitely would recommend No Time to Die, which I'm actually going to circle back talking to it. Absolutely love Eternals. It's different. It is definitely different than all the other MC movies, but yeah, I definitely think there's some great stuff in there. Yeah, I definitely want to rewatch it because you said you love it even more, and I do think that could work for me. I definitely want to rewatch it at some point. I think I can love it even more. And Kingo is, yeah, Kingo. I don't really like what they did with him right at the end, or like into the third act. Like the decision they made was kind of weird. But when Kingo's on screen, he's just great. He's great comic relief and stuff, and just like a great character. I really liked Kingo. Yeah. So back to No Time to Die. I sort of was like in a similar thing with you. I definitely would recommend you should see No Time to Die, but I'd only seen the Daniel Craig ones into like beginning of last year, this year, and I didn't actually see Spectre because I didn't get around to it. But I saw Casino Royale. I'm like, oh, love Casino Royale. Didn't really like Spectre. I mean, didn't really like Quantum of Solace, and then loved Skyfall. So I'm like, okay, these are really great and stuff. But like, wasn't like a giant Bond super fan or anything. But then randomly in the hype of when No Time to Die was coming out, I'm like, oh yeah, James Bond. Like, and I started getting back into it, and like I saw Spectre, and I actually think Spectre's kind of underrated because I really like it. I went back and like saw things from Casino Royale and Skyfall and just got like super into Bond. Finally saw some of the older ones. I saw Goldfinger and Goldeneye. My hype for No Time to Die just kept building and stuff. And like my love for Casino Royale and Skyfall even went even more. And then I saw No Time to Die, and yeah, it basically lived up to my hopes. I still prefer Skyfall and Casino Royale, but I think it pretty easily fits in that third spot. And I love the top three of these Daniel Craig ones. And I still like Spectre. So Quantum of Solace is actually the only one I don't really like. So I think it's a great set of Bond films overall. And Daniel Craig nails it every time. And I think he's just a great Bond. And No Time to Die was a beautiful send off to him. I love what they do with him at the end. There's just great action. It's visually stunning. I really like the emotional stuff in the characters here. Yeah, so overall, I was very satisfied with No Time to Die, and it's one of my favorite movies of the year so far. Yeah. So I guess I've talked about some of these. What other movies have I seen that I'm not talking about yet? Oh yeah, Tick Tick Boom. I saw, and it's another one of my favorites of the year. I love Tick Tick Boom. Andrew Garfield was so good in it. Andrew Garfield is like one of my favorite actors. Like I'm so close to just saying he's my favorite actor. I just don't know if I can do it yet. like absolutely loved him in this role. It's one of my favorite performances by him. I don't know if it's exactly my favorite. Uh, yeah, but I thought he was amazing, but also the rest of the movie I thought was really great. Yes, I am a fan of the MCU. I love the MCU. That's actually what like got me into movies. I've like expanded my taste a lot since then, but like that was the initial things that's like really into MCU, and yeah, I still love it. And yeah, you can. I don't know what else to say about it, but yes, I do love the MCU. Even though not every movie works, whatever. I don't care. The MCU is still great overall. Uh yeah, Quantum of Solace is a bit of a mess, and I think I don't completely blame everything. Like there was a writer strike that went on during Quantum of Solace, so like makes sense why it's kind of a mess because they didn't have an actual writer on the film. They couldn't actually hire a writer, so they just had to shoot without a completed script. So that sort of really made things feel very weird. And yeah, the runtime in it feels very short, and I don't know, it is very weird how much shorter it is compared to the other ones because the other one's actually really long, especially No Time to Die is like 2 hour 40 minutes. So I'm pretty sure that's even like that's like in a whole hour longer than Quantum of Solace. Yes, I would recommend Tick Tick Boom, and yes, Andrew Garfield is great in it. So you have, I would definitely recommend. I do have an Instagram. It's like just a personal one. So yeah, I'm not really gonna share it, but I will. I do really want to make one more for the channel, just to do that stuff. Like that's just a plan I always had. So if I do make that, I will somehow let you know. That's yeah. Um, and yeah. Wait. What is your name on Letterboxd, by the way, just so I can make sure I'm following you, Tyran? Uh, what other movies do I want to talk about? Oh yes, I guess we can talk about Belfast, which is a movie that's getting a lot of Oscar buzz, especially like a couple of months ago. Yes, I do have Discord, and I will share that with you. It is it's just Neek Nerd Geek. I'm pretty sure. Like, and then wait, but then there's like numbers. Let me see. Uh, I'm gonna chat. So that is my Discord. I just put it into the chat. Okay, I will make sure I'm following you. Yes, but yeah, Belfast. It like became like an early front runner for the Oscars, and I kind of think it might lose some of the steam. I wouldn't say it's going to win Best Picture at this point, but I do think it has a chance. But anyway, my opinions on the actual movie are I thought it was great. Yeah, it's pretty interesting because Kenneth Branagh went from making Artemis Fowl, terrible movie, absolutely terrible movie, to this, which is actually quite great. Uh, yeah, Yeah, it is great. So yeah, I definitely would recommend it if you get the chance. I know you haven't been able to see it yet, but if you ever do get the chance, I definitely would recommend it. Yeah, the cast is great. You got like a great kid actor. All the supporting performances are great. Tells like a just interesting story. Has that like just nice vibes to it. Like just showing all the stuff. It's not. I don't want to like say the comparison because I don't think it's as good, and there's a couple reasons why it's not like that movie. But it did give me Jojo Rabbit vibes in a way, which is a movie I love, and like not in the way like it doesn't have like an imaginary friend type thing, but the fact that it's like from a kid's view while there's crazy stuff in the world going on, but you really see it just from the kid's point of view, and you have like the adults as supporting characters, so you get to see stuff, but it's not completely from their heads. And I think that's a really interesting way to frame the story. Also, it was based off the director Kenneth Branagh's like real life, and you can really tell it's like a personal story for it too. So I think that's really cool. Yeah. And then another movie I saw was Spencer, which was another great movie. Kristen Stewart is getting a lot of like buzz too for like an Oscar, and I wouldn't be too upset if she won from what I've seen. There might be some other performances I've seen that I prefer, and there might be some that I see in the future. But yeah, I thought she was great in it, and the movie overall was really great. It really gets you in the head of like Diana, like the just the directing and stuff and how it did it, and also had some really well written scenes. Got great cinematography and stuff. So Spencer is another one I'd recommend. Oh, I have not seen Home Sweet Home Alone, and honestly, I do not really want to. But it does not look very good. I have only seen the first two Home Alone movies. I haven't even seen like any like the other sequels, so which aren't supposed to be very good. And honestly, I'm not even the biggest fan of Home Alone 2. I really like Home Alone 1, but it doesn't seem like over and over again that still looks good. And especially because this is like their sixth one, and it's like just another weird reboot. Not something I was super looking forward to, but maybe I'll just be like, whatever. Maybe I'll try it out. But I have not heard much good things about it, so I don't really care about it. But I do like Archie Yates and Jojo Rabbit a lot, so that would be like one thing that would make me sort of want to watch it. And yeah, you should definitely have Spencer on your list when you can check it out. It's great. Yeah. The only other movie I've seen that were released in like October, November that I saw was The Electrical Life of Louis Wayne. And that was Don't See Home Sweet Home Alone. It's not good. Oh yes, yeah. I didn't actually have that much interest in it, but just you like affirming it, just another person saying don't watch it, because that's basically been all I'm hearing. I've heard, I guess, a couple people like it, but I've not heard the best things, so I think I will be skipping that one. Yes, The Electrical Life of Louis Wayne was a solid movie. I didn't like love it, but it was good. You got Benedict Cumberbatch in there, who I'm a big fan of him, and he delivers another like performance. Really good performance. It's got some like nice cinematography. It's kind of got that Wes Anderson style, so that's definitely interesting to see movies like that. I wonder if that's going to be a bigger thing, like in these coming years. Like we see more movies trying to replicate the Wes Anderson stuff. I think that probably will be a trend for more like smaller films. So yeah, those are the films I saw. I guess like an older film that like came like earlier this year that I finally caught up with was Pig. I saw, which is another great movie. It's great Nicolas Cage performance. Really interesting movie. It's a bit slower, but actually, it's actually not too slow. I heard people saying it was like a slow movie, and it's not really that slow paced. I would recommend that too. Nice. I will make sure to accept it. I think I'm going to in the stream now because, yeah, I got to do other stuff. Actually, I'm about to watch Hawkeye because I still haven't seen episode 3 of Hawkeye. I loved episode 1 and 2, so I'm very excited to check this out. So I got to go do that. But I will make sure to accept your friend request. Also, I'll just subscribe to your YouTube channel and stuff. So, yes. Goodbye.